It is beer o'clock again on the Real Ale Guide, and today's beer is sent from Sweden, from a very, very kind gentleman by the name of Johan. It is by Nynäshamns Ångbryggeri, and it's their Smokiness porter. There you go. I'm guessing it translates into English as smoked porter. Been looking forward to getting into this one. I do like, I've had a lot of the beers now from Nynäshamns, and they've all been very good. I've had a bottle of, a little bottle like this before. It's a 25 centilitre of, I think it was called Botet barley wine, and that was fabulous. So I'm looking forward to this one. This is 5.9% ABV. I've had a few smoked porters, courtesy of Johan, and this looks to be, well, I'm hoping so, it may not be, but this is another. Okay, so what are we getting? It is again, it's a very, very dark beer, what you'd expect. It's a one finger, very, very tan coloured head. Should be able to tilt the glass quite a bit to show you without pouring it all over the place. Here's the head. Let's get a nose on the beer then. Actually putting my nose in the beer. This smells on the nose like a regular stout. It doesn't smell that smoked. But then on the second nose, perhaps it was the first time when my nose went in the drink, on the second nose I do get a slight hint of the smokiness there in the beer. Okay, like I said, it is a black beer. Best thing to do is just get my mouth into this, give it a try. Just waiting and waiting and waiting for the smoked to come. It may not mean smoked at all. If you're watching from Sweden, you're probably laughing your head off by now, thinking, what is he talking about? It's not smoked at all. No, the word doesn't mean smoked. It isn't really a smoked beer. What it is though, is a very, very pleasant, quite rich porter. It's quite nicely carbonated. It gives you that. It gives you a pucker in. This beer makes the front of your mouth pucker up. It's like it really does something quite extraordinary. Flavours then. Right at the end here, as I'm talking now, I'm getting like almost like a log fire. It's reminding me of log fire for some reason. You know, sometimes if you're in an old pub and they've got a couple of logs on the fire and one might roll out of the fire or roll around and a bit of a puff of smoke might head your way. I mean, it's not intoxicating, but it's quite pleasant. It reminds me of little old pub with a log fire for some reason. Let's go again. It's vinous. It's a vinous porter. When I normally get a beer like this, it's quite confusing, this one. It's quite a confusing beer. Let's give it a good rigorous wash round and get the nose in. It's quite vinous. When I normally see a beer so dark in the colour, and it's quite rich, it's quite smooth, I'm almost waiting for a big hit of chocolate and coffee. But with this, it's subtle. It's there, but it's subtle. And at 5.9% ABV, this would be a very, very dangerous session, porter. I really could see myself sessioning 3 or 4 bottles of this, and it slowly catches up with you, because I think they would just glide down. It's one of these beers which you could just pop back quite quickly. Really enjoying the mouthfeel, really enjoying how refreshing the beer is as well. It's quite a refreshing beer. But yeah, it's just everything's so subtle. It's like it's laid out on a beach in Spain. It's just laying there on the beach, soaking up the rays. It is absolutely vertical. It's horizontally. It's just laid back. The flavours are laid back. It's hints of coffee, hints of chocolate, hints of caramel, but it's all very, very subtle. You really got to think about it. And then there's this really nice, as I put it earlier, log fire, old pub finish. But I'm quite impressed. Okay, Johan, you've done it again. Serve at 14 to 16 degrees. I've had it in my beer cupboard. It's not been in the fridge, so I'm having it at the right temperature, I imagine. It is www.ongbryggeri.se. I'm going to put my finger on it, and I'm going to hopefully get the camera to focus on the website for you. There we go. So check these guys out. Check out the website. So small punt porter. Final thoughts on the beer. I love the mouthfeel. I love the refreshingness of this porter. I like the subtleness of it. It's horizontal on a beach in Spain. It's very much chilled out. It's just very nice. Oh, hint of, just had a, before I was going to give a rating, I just had a last little flavour just pop his head up, and that was a dark bitter chocolate. Again, very subtle. Okay, so for me this beer gets an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. I think it would be fabulous in the winter. I think it would go fabulously with some nice braised beef, like a beef stew or something like that. Absolutely, you know, some salt and pepper in the stew, and get a bowl and some fresh bread with some nice anchor butter. Get a bottle of this, or a bottle or 2, or maybe even 3, whatever your choice is, and sit back and enjoy. So for that reason, yeah, I give it 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching me, the Real Ale Guide. Put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe if you like. Thank you, Johan, and cheers.